date that's never been easy to pin down.
I think it actually adds an element of kind of a suspense to it, right?
But this year, with a record-breaking mild winter in D.C., seeing the future for peak bloom has been nothing like the past, says the National Park Service.
We have been wildly across the board over a 2-week pattern.
In fact, Park Service arborist Matthew Morrison told WUSA 9's Abby Larico,
We've never experienced that kind of fluctuation.
predicting peak bloom is getting harder every year because of climate change.
And so now the trees are responding in a way that is unprecedented. We've had these trees here since 1912, and we've never seen this activity or this behavior in the entire time that we've been caring for cherry trees on the tidal basin.
So right now we know they're in stage 2, and the peak bloom is forecast to be, the 22nd to the 25th.
WUSA 9 Chief Meteorologist Topper Schutt says while this winter may be the wildest the trees have seen, it's not the warmest and likely won't be the earliest peak bloom.
But remember, they didn't track them back when, we had the warmest winter in 31, 32. I don't know when the peak bloom was then. Probably was earlier because it was warmer than it is now.
I just talked to a family over there. They're from Canada, and then another family from Poland.
At least for those who call the D.C. region home, they won't have to change travel plans to catch peak bloom.
We gotta take advantage, that this is right here in our backyard.
Now, the arborist we talked to from the Park Service, he says in the future, going forward, look for a floating peak bloom prediction that can move a little easier, maybe a little more frequently than it does now. The record, when they started keeping track in the 1990s, is 1990 for the earliest peak bloom on March 15th. And Leslie, as you know, our kind of unofficial station statistician, Chris Latacina, tells me 2 days after that, it snowed. It's kind of a fun fact there. It remains to be seen what happens with this one.
Yeah, you know what, Casey, you're giving Topper some hope. He is desperate for some snow. So maybe after peak bloom, we'll finally get that snow he's been waiting for this whole season. Yeah. All right, thank you.